Good morning. Welcome back to Calculus 2. We are trying to go ahead and integrate some things here. So one of the integrals we have to deal with is we're going to integrate, it's going to depend on, we're going to integrate cosine cubed of 4x dx. Now, when you have powers of cosine, what we're going to do is we're going to reserve one of the cosines and we're pretty much going to turn everything back into sines. Because you have to remember that sine squared x plus cosine squared x is equal to 1. You're going to use this more often than you're going to think in this class. And we can go ahead and say, okay, well, we have cosine squared x is equal to 1 minus sine squared x. And that's what we're going to be dealing with this one. Guys, it's breakfast time. I didn't get in the way of helping. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to say this is the integral of cosine of 4x times cosine squared of 4x dx. And then when we look at the cosine, we're going to say, wait a minute, cosine squared, that looks like something else we've seen before. That's 1 minus sine squared. So we have the integral of cosine 4x, 1 minus sine squared of 4x. Keep the arguments the same, dx. And now what we can do is we can say, okay, we're ready for a u substitution. So we're going to say, let u equals sine of 4x du. As soon as you take the substitution in calculus, you take the derivative. Later on, that's called something else when you have three-dimensional or n-dimensional things. You always want to take your derivative because that's the scaling factor you need for your new coordinate system. So you're going to get sine of 4x du is cosine 4x times its chain rule. So there's a 4 out here. Okay. So my du is 4 cosine of 4x. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, we're going to put a 4 right here, but I can't go around multiplying things by 4. We would like it if I multiplied your tuition by 4. I mean, U and M did, but we can't do that. So if I'm going to multiply by 4, I've got to multiply by 1/4 at the same time. Okay. Should put my thing on so you guys can see. Uh, where are you? Okay. So we have this. Okay, so here's my cosine of 4x. So let's go ahead and make our substitution. So we have a 1/4 integral. And now we have, I'm just going to swap the order here. Okay, I'm just going to swap the order. So we have 1 minus sine squared 4x times 4 cosine of 4x. Remember, I put the 1/4 out here, dx. And now we're just going to make our substitutions. So we're going to be able to say we have 1/4 integral 1 minus u squared, because that's what my u was sine of 4x. And then this 4 cosine 4x, that's my du. And his name is D.E. Mauser. It's an MD. But I know you really want breakfast right now, but it's too early for breakfast. Okay. So we're going to go say that. Let's go ahead and integrate. So we have 1/4 integrating this, right? The du kind of leaps to both of these guys. So we just end up with u minus 1/3 u cubed. Don't forget your plus c. So we end up with something like this. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and put the 1/4 in so I don't lose it. All right. So we end up with 1/4. What was my u? Sine 4x minus 4 times 3 is 12, 1/12 sine cubed of 4x plus c, and that is our answer for this integral. Not every problem has to be the hardest one, okay? So that's a really nice, easy integral to work with. The trick is just remembering sine squared plus cosine squared equals 1, and kind of dissolve your powers of sines into other kinds of cosines. Reserve one of the sines off to the side or one of the cosines off to the side so that you have room for your derivative, okay? Thank you very much for watching the video, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.